From me to you I send this quietly, like a secret whispered in the stillness before dawn. Not because I am unsure of what I feel, but because the world I come from demands silence more often than truth. They teach us to speak with diplomacy, to guard every gesture, every word, like a jewel too precious for air. But love does not bow to silence. It climbs the walls built by protocol. It tugs at the hem of duty and demands softly but insistently to be heard. And so I write to you not as a crown, not as a daughter of kings, but as a girl who found in you something far more real than any title I could ever inherit. You may never know how often your name has sat on the edge of my tongue, just barely caught before it escaped in rooms where it shouldn't. You may never see the way my eyes search for you, even in crowds where you shouldn't be. But from me to you, this is not a fantasy. It is the most honest part of me. From me to you, I admit I never meant for this feeling to grow. I was raised to believe in service, in responsibility, in the weight of lineage and name. But no one teaches a princess what to do when her heart no longer obeys the quiet rules of royalty. I tried, I really did. I tried to view you as everyone else did, to tuck my affection beneath courtesy and distance. But love, true love, has a will of its own. It arrived slowly, not like a storm but like the sun, filling empty spaces in me I hadn't even noticed. You were never loud, never seeking attention. But your presence, calm, thoughtful, unshaken, called to a quieter part of me. A part I had buried beneath expectation. With every word you said, every look that held more meaning than it should have, I began to wish for something that didn't belong to me, and yet in my heart it does. Not in public, not in law, but in feeling. And sometimes that's where the truest things live. From me to you, I offer a kind of love that lives in restraint. I watch you from across the room and my chest tightens, not with pain but with something deeper. A knowledge that I will never be free to love you the way I want to, not in the open, not in the light. So I do it here, in the shadows of thought and written word, in the slow ink of confession. I love you in the quiet way the moon loves the sea, pulled closer with every tide, never quite touching. There's dignity in this silence, though it aches. There's honor in not asking you for what I cannot give. Because you deserve more than stolen moments, more than a hand hidden behind protocol. You deserve mornings without masks, a love that doesn't ask to hide. But still, I hope that somehow, in some way you feel it. That when you pause in the middle of your day and feel something warm brush against your thoughts, it is me, sending this devotion without demands, only presence. From me to you, I ask for nothing but remembrance. Not in grandeur, not in song, but in the quiet corner of your mind where real things are kept. If I could choose another life, I'd choose the one where I met you in an ordinary place, wearing ordinary clothes, and we fell in love with no history watching us. I choose the life where we could be messy, spontaneous, ours. But I cannot choose. I walk a path carved before I was born, and each step is watched, analyzed, remembered. And still, in that rigid march, my thoughts escape to you. To the way you listen when you don't have to the way your smile softens the air around you. These are not royal observations, these are human ones. You made me feel human again, in a world that often forgets I am still just a girl, just Leonor. And maybe that's what I love most, that you never looked at me like a future queen. You looked at me like someone you saw. And from me to you that was everything. From me to you, I share this not to stir hope or complicate your life, but because carrying it alone has become too heavy. Love should never feel like a secret carved in stone. It should be spoken, even if only in whispers, even if only once. If this is that once, then let it be enough. Let it be beautiful. You see, I don't need a future drawn in promises. I only need the knowledge that we were real, that what I felt wasn't an illusion built by longing. I think, in another time, we could have walked together without fear. But now, I only ask that when you look up at the sky and feel the pull of something unnamed, you know it's me. Not haunting, not clinging, but remembering. From me to you, this is not a goodbye. It is a declaration. That even if I must spend my days greeting dignitaries and sleeping beneath embroidered ceilings, there will always be a part of me untouched by all of it. The part that once, quietly loved you. From me to you, I dream often of a world that would never need this letter. A world where I could hold your hand in public and call it nothing more than love. Where you wouldn't be a secret prayer, but a celebrated presence. But I don't live there. I live in a palace of whispers, where every step echoes through history, and every feeling must be folded into formality. So I keep you in the moments no one else can touch, in the pauses before I speak, in the deep breath I take before entering a room. You are the calm beneath the surface, the thread that steadies me. Some people fall in love with lightning. I fell in love with quietness, with your steadiness, your care, your absence of pretense. You don't try to be anything you're not, and perhaps that's what makes you unforgettable. From me to you, I carry this love without expectation but with sincerity. In a life filled with ceremonies and strategy, you are the one thing that was ever simple. From me to you, I wonder if you've ever guessed, if you ever caught a glance too long, a pause too tender, a word too careful. I've grown good at hiding it. Years of training make concealment a skill. But in the folds of my mind, where no advisors can reach, I rehearse the words I'll never say. I love you. Not with grandeur, not with flourish, just with truth. I love you not for what you could give me, but for who you are when no one is looking. For your honesty, your humility, your unshakable center. There is peace in you, and I long for that more than I've ever longed for power. I often wish you had been someone I wasn't supposed to love, that fate had been kinder. But perhaps that's what makes this love so strong. It bloomed not because it was allowed, but because it was undeniable. And from me to you, if all I can give you is this letter, then let it be my legacy, not as a royal, as a woman, as a heart full of you. From me to you, I've learned that love is not always a beginning. Sometimes it's an anchor. You've kept me grounded in a life that often feels like walking a tightrope between tradition and change. I do not know if you'll ever feel the weight of these words, but I write them because I must, because some truths deserve to exist, even if only on paper. If I could, I would give you more than this. I would give you time, attention, the quiet devotion of days spent side by side. But since I cannot, I give you memory. I give you my heart wrapped in restraint. I give you this, an unbreakable connection. No crown can sever. They may speak of duty and dynasty, but I will always remember the girl I was when I loved you. And if nothing else, may you remember that someone, somewhere, once loved you not for what you had, but for who you were in a world that rarely sees that. From me to you, this is the most honest I will ever be. From me to you, there is no ending I fear more than forgetting. Not you forgetting me, but me forgetting how you made me feel. If one day I wake, and cannot recall the sound of your voice in my thoughts, or the comfort your memory brings on long ceremonial nights, it will be the cruelest loss. So I write this not just for you, but for myself. A keepsake of emotion, so that years from now when I am standing at the edge of something new, I will know that this happened, that I loved you, and that it was beautiful. I do not know what life will bring, only that it will be watched, judged, recorded. But no camera, no press, no headline will ever touch this. This is ours. This is mine. And from me to you, I thank you for being the reason my heart opened, for being the one I never expected, but will never forget.